I'm gonna get to the property taxes before the end of this video. That's what this video is about.
It's not very deep here. I don't want to fall through. We're almost there.
This is what we do around these parts.
Hello world, my name's Brian. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're hanging out at the second garage, cabin, tiny house build site. And guess what? It's tax season. And the tax bill came, and I wanted to share it with you because I've been talking about how the municipality deems this as vacant land, and I've got the tax bill to prove it. Stick around. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let's get on with today's video. I love that we were able to keep this original post. So there was a header in here because this was a garage door. We removed the garage door and we installed the patio door so that we can build some kind of closet, I don't know, IKEA kind of wardrobe-y thing here, but leaving the beam exposed. I am so happy we did that, and I'm really happy with how we did the flooring around the bracket, and that all stays because it gives it character to what this building used to be. Here's the kitchenette today. Still have to get some stoves in here. All the cabinets have been installed. We still have to take the film off that, and that's why those need to be all cleaned up there. But we have to get a sink installed still. The countertops are in. These are just to protect them so they don't get scratched. As you can see, there was a little bit of a faux pas here. We have to go back to Michigan to get another face for that upper cabinet right there. But all the doors are done here. They need a coat of paint. Bathroom is done, and all the trim around that door is also done. Just needs a coat of paint there. Same thing at the back door. We're into a thaw now. 40 degrees this week, and I gotta say, this thing worked just fine all winter long. This cabin has two mini splits. Well, one mini split outside, two of these head units. One here, and then one upstairs in the master loft. We keep the thermostat all the way over here on the other side of the building, set to 68, as you can see. And it did fine. It did absolutely fine keeping this place warm all winter long. One thing to keep in mind, it is an electric source of heat. There's currently no natural gas on the property. It's free to have those services run once you have gas appliance installed. I think it's been a minute since we've done that, but we're not sure. We're not sure if we're going to do that. I don't know that the gas line is a necessity. The stove's going to be electric. The hot water tank that is going to be in here, where all the plumbing services have come in, it's also going to be electric.
If you happen to just click on this video, like I said, this was just a garage. This is where the original exterior wall was, and we poured a 4-foot addition out the back so that we could run plumbing services underneath the stairs over there. So this is an original cement floor, and rather than break it up to run all the plumbing, we went out the back, an additional, almost 4 feet, run the services in there, which can feed into the hot water tank, feed into the back of the bathroom. And that allowed us to put the stair addition on. And for those of you that have been here, you're quite familiar with that story. Thank you for indulging with me as I shared for the newbies, because the channel is growing almost exponentially. On the Codebreaker front, on Learn 16, Joe Johnson's book, done. The first round of edits. We're gonna do second read through, second round of edits, begin building that book, and as promised, Joanna Johnson's book will be out sometime in the early spring. We're on track for April or May. I hate saying that because I don't want to be held to it, but that's incredibly exciting.
I did realize, though, not all kids get sarcasm. I once told a kid a few years ago to get out of my classroom, like, oh, get out of here. Turned around, got something from my desk. I looked around, I go, where's Matt? Kid said he left. I said, what? Packed up his stuff, put it out, and he was sitting, waiting outside of the secretary's office, calling his mom because I told him to get out of here. Doesn't always work out. in order to empower that kid, in order to make them feel like they can accomplish great things, two things have to happen. Number one, I'm vulnerable, letting them avoid things they're scared of and only do things they're great at, because one day they're going to come up against something and they're not going to know how to stand up against it. Number two, this one's a hard one. Accountability.
All right, let's go upstairs, see what's new around these parts. Get some lights going. So the stairs were finished. If you missed our last video, done. With the exception of the trim that has to go up the stairs, but we had enough flooring to do the rise and the run, and then we just went with the black, transition strip, and they turned out great. That's what it'll look like when the trim is done all the way down these sides of the stairs. There's what the stairs look like today. We got the hand railing installed, so she's legal again to match the railing over here. Hard to believe we started this process back in May. It was just a tiny little garage space with a poop bucket. We're located right at Lake Erie here, so previous families, this was an American cottage. It was an American garage, and there used to be a cottage right there, although I've not been able to find a picture of it. I don't know if it burnt down, I don't know if it was torn down, but there has not been a building next door for the last 30 years. And now that this space is complete, because it's a double wide yard, the original house there, garage here that we've now converted to a house, the plan is to go ahead and build another one right next door. Maybe a barn dominium, maybe a garage house, maybe just a tiny house. We have to get some plans drawn. There's a ton of stipulations around here because we're so close to the lake in terms of what you're allowed to build, how high it has to be off the ground, setbacks from neighbors, this, that, and the other. But the property is 100 feet. So splitting it down the middle gives us, 50-foot lot on either side. I believe 40 feet is the minimum to build around here. You can do it with 30 if you get a variance, I think, but check with your local municipality. And here again is where the second heat source is upstairs. So this is the primary loft. This did not exist in the original building. We cut the roof off the original building and we had this nice, beautiful truss system installed. So these are vaulted ceilings here. We spray foamed behind them. It's just so nice and warm up here right now. But because this was a truss system, the structure's here on the floor, and we can get away with a beautifully vaulted ceiling. It's a new thing, right? What I mean is, on paper, this cabin is like 0 beds, 1 bath, so to speak. But we wanted to keep it open concept. It is 800 square feet now. The building itself is 20 by 20. So I guess the upstairs isn't quite 400 square feet because of the knee walls, but we can say it's 300 up, 400 down, 700 square foot cabin. That's more than enough for a growing family. I tell you, the world of contracting. So we've been managing this project. If you've been around here for a while, we kind of quit the sweat equity. This isn't our first sort of property flip out here at the lake. We started sort of during the pandemic when we were doing a lot of the work ourselves. Now we hire it out. So we've been managing this property. Long story short, the person that does the mud and the tape and the drywall is not the person that does the trim. And so what happens is trim guy comes in after the fact and just starts hammering away on the trim. But now look, right? Mud guy's long gone. So who's fixing that stuff? I think I saw it over here too. No, not over here. It was in this corner. Right over here. So, yeah, same thing. Same thing. I'm not hating. I'm just, I'm putting it out there. FYI, when you have multiple people doing multiple things at different stages, this is what's going to happen. So I will likely come back and do the final mud coat. There's some cracks in the ceiling I showed in a previous video. We've just had some really gnarly temperature changes, and this second story just got put on in the summer and the fall, and the heat source just went in, so things are going to expand and contract. What you're left with is brand new cracks. This house has never been lived in. It's already cracking. Life at the lake. Right over there, Lake Erie. There it is. There it is, right there. That's the lake. I'm gonna get to the property taxes before the end of this video. That's what this video is about. But before I do that, because the tax bill is actually at home, hit me up with a comment down below. What do you think the annual taxes are on a 100-foot wide piece of property that's a stone's throw to Lake Erie with private beach access that's on the deed? And this is actually deeded vacant land because this was an old garage. We do have to get that changed over. There's what's called the Municipality Property Assessment Corporation. I think that's what they're called in Ontario. And eventually it'll catch up. They'll say, we saw permits were pulled, you've increased the property value, and we'll get a new tax bill. But that probably won't happen for a year or two. So if you're looking for affordable ways to do projects like this, you can get in and get away with the really affordable property taxes while you're doing the work. We lived in a camping trailer for a long time at our other garage site. All right, Loft. I'll see you soon. Let's go downstairs. Hello, gorgeous. So there used to be a classic car in here, belonged to an American family, like I said. I've told the story a million times. Why was the place abandoned? Because the American family that owned it cut and run during the pandemic when the borders were closed. They were like, we can't get across. Let's just sell it where is, as is, where is. And that's when we bought it. Well, no, we bought it like in 2022, I think. But that's the origin story of the place. The family said, enough of Canada. I'm not going to get too political, but where are we at there, United States? And it's been 3 months since that heat source has been on. It was a cooler, colder than normal winter for us here in Southern Ontario. And I just got the hydro bill. So to keep both of these head units at 68, it's incredibly comfortable in here now. They don't really shut off. They struggle to keep it at that temperature when the thermostat's on this side of the room. But they've been running, 24/7 for 3 months. And I believe the hydro bill, I just got it in the mail and it was $250. And that includes, your hydro delivery. So $200 was the extent of the heat source here for the month of, it was either January or February. So $250 will keep your place heated. That's the most expensive your hydro bill will ever be. It doesn't get that way in August. Those things are AC as well. But I've never spent that kind of money. It takes a heck of a lot more to keep the place heated than it does to keep it cool in August, of course. So worst case scenario, $200 a month to keep this place warm in December. Don't have a water bill, of course, because the water's not connected from the street. But I can tell you the water bill at home, and for many of you that know, water is incredibly affordable. I think, again, because of where we live, we pay more for the delivery of the services than the wastewater charges. Well, the lake's starting to thaw. Let's go check it out. So all the properties on this street have private beach access deeded on the title. That means there's a parcel of sand that's never been built on that accesses Lake Erie. And this, horseshoe street, this horseshoe road, the title for everyone's property says private beach access. So the public's not supposed to come down here and use this. The responsibility is ours to keep the beach clean, but we're almost there. It's gorgeous. Hello, Lake Erie. Hello. Hello. That's right. You're exiting into the water. Hello, Michigan. Nice to see you this morning. Brr. It's minus degrees today. I don't know what it is, but it's below freezing. All right, here we are. Let's go. Welcome to paradise. So this here is shared. I own this. So do the people around me, my neighbors, but this is ours. And that's included in our property taxes. That's included in our property taxes. So your nice little campfire spot right there. Saturday adventures. Oh, the lake is starting to thaw. You see that? running water. It's running water. Oh, there's the nuclear plant in Monroe, Michigan. It's where Homer Simpson works. Nuclear plant, Fermi 2, Monroe, Michigan. Ohio would be way that way somewhere. This is Canada's most southern mainland shoreline, Lake Erie, Ontario. And you can see the snowmobile tracks here. Let's go walk out on it. Can't walk out on it at home. My home, other cabin house. It's freezing. I read 95% of Lake Erie froze this year. I'm walking over to what appears to be a little campfire spot. I have to imagine people were ice fishing. Uh-oh, it's not very deep here. I don't want to fall through because I'm not really wearing much. We're almost there. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. Is this close enough yet or what? Is this close enough yet? We're about 40 feet offshore, but wanted to show you. This is what we do around these parts. We burn Christmas trees on the lake. Big community bonfire, sunrise, sunset. There's another one way out there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. And then, of course, that's open water now. All right, I'm going back to shore. There's another pile there. Not even wearing socks, boys, girls, peoples. Impromptu video this morning. Happy Saturday. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, of course, as usual. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. The views keep growing, but only something like 40% of you are subscribed. I don't know. That's what the YouTube analytics said. So if you're new around here and you do happen to watch these videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss a video. All right, we made it back to shore safe and sound. There is sand, sand underneath me. Whew. All right, fam, we're back home, and here's the infamous property tax bill for the tiny house garage site. Not the one I'm in, because this one's waterfront, although it's not much more, but the one we're building down the road. There it is. That's February. That's April. We get another bill in July with 2 more installments, so under $800 a year is currently what the property taxes are to build that tiny house garage on that double wide lot. Look at it out here. It's even more lakey flowing out here than it was where I just was. All right, fam, thanks for riding with me today. As always, peace and love from Canada's most southern mainland shoreline. Give somebody close to you, tell them you matter. Don't forget you matter. If you're still here, hit the like button, leave us a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button. See you on the next one.